My name is Tolu Eros, probably known as Chef Eros. I'm the founder and the executive chef at the Cookie Jar Bakery, Eros and Gourmet Foods, and Ile Eros. It's been interesting. It's been quite the journey, you know. The journey started about 10 years ago when I moved back to Nigeria. I studied international business management, and I came back and I followed my passion for cooking. My first ever job, or will I say, not job, but first ever business was the restaurant in Ikoyi called La Saison, which I closed 2 years after we opened. Or after I joined rather, and after that we opened the Cookie Jar Bakery, you know, so I started teaching myself to bake, and then we started Eros and Gourmet Foods and doing a lot of catering, from finger foods to bowls and now fine dining, and of recent the restaurant. Yes, it is. It is. As a matter of fact, we're about to rebirth Cookie Jar. I'd say the brand has evolved over the last few years, and that evolution needs to show in the branding. And so we're in the process of sort of rebranding the Cookie Jar itself. But the cookies are still very much in boxes. They're still very much around. Maybe not as many as they used to be, because there were so many at the time. Streamline's about 5 of them now, which are probably the most stable of them, and yeah, it's still very much there. So outside of the Cookie Jar brand, the Eros brand itself is already working on a few other products, you know, from spices to sauces, marinades, things like that. So I didn't always think I was going to be a chef. I studied international business management. I did have a passion for cooking. And I think it was when I went to university, that's when the whole passion began, right? And that's when the journey really began. I had something then called Chicken Guy, which when I used to basically buy chicken, season the chicken, like marinate them, put them in freezer bags, and sell them to students with instructions on how to cook, grill, whatever. I even used to do some that were already cooked and you could microwave. So I never really thought I was going to be a chef. I remember going into uni thinking I was going to come out and just go straight into real estate. I wanted to do construction. Still a passion of mine, to be honest. But I think the food sort of overshadowed everything, because it was just something I was naturally good at, or I am naturally good at. Do I do a lot of local dishes, and do they come to me naturally? Yes, I do a lot of local dishes. As a matter of fact, I would say 80 to 90% of the dishes that I cook are local. And reason being that I grew up eating local food, right? But I didn't like a vast majority of them whilst I was growing up. I was more interested in eating non-Nigerian food. And I found out during my journey in food that the reason why I didn't like it was because of the way, one, it was cooked most of the time, and two, the way it looked. It didn't appeal to me. And I'm a strong, avid believer on people eat with their eyes first. And so what I do differently with Nigerian cooking is in the preparation and in the presentation. So in the preparation, for example, something that we do at a restaurant is we flip ingredients on their heads, right? And we basically do as many different versions of that ingredient, right? And at the end of the day, what happens with the food is what is still a local Nigerian delicacy is something that we have sort of refined a bit and presented better, paired with a few other things that are still local, but just look a lot more appealing tastes a lot better, tastes fresher, and I would say more of an experience.
Give it up for the chef. Give it up for the chef.
Okay, so how is Eros different? It's pronounced Eros, meaning house of Eros. I'll tell you what Eros is, right? Eros is an authentic African restaurant with a modern twist. So you come into Eros and you find that the menu is totally Nigerian. Everything that you see on the menu, things that you're very familiar with. When it comes, it looks really different. And that's what I was saying earlier about like presenting Nigerian food differently. And what makes Eros different and really special is the experience. Everything from making a reservation, which makes it even special, right, to being welcomed and seated in a very friendly and warm, homely environment. It's the house of Eros, so it feels like a house, and you can sense the love around you. The staff are very welcoming, you know. And I mean, remember, every time a waiter joins us, I say, strip yourself of every thought of being a waiter and consider yourself as a member of a house, a brother or a sister, and you have friends coming to the house. You welcome them with love. You sit them down at your dining table. You serve them food. You make sure that their water never runs dry, which is one of the things that we do at Eros. Our water cups are bottomless. We don't believe in charging you for every bottle that you drink. We just charge you a bottomless glass, and that carries you through the entire dinner. But the entire experience of dining at Eros is second to none. You don't get that anywhere else in Nigeria. It's something that I only enjoy when I go to Michelin star restaurants abroad, you know, where every single detail has been thought through, you know, from the way it's plated to how it's presented to the timing in between each dish, you know. And then there's also the fact that we are the only ones who do a chef tasting menu, where you can come in and experience Eros in one sitting. It's either a 5-course or a 9-course. I believe we're adding a 7-course soon, and you can basically experience all sorts of flavors. You experience almost 200 Nigerian flavors in one sitting. You know, everything from sweet to spicy, you know, to salty to sour, you know, and it's a mix of textures, a mix of temperatures, you know, a mix of colors. It's just really, it's really an experience second to none. I mean, I'm very proud of what I do. I'm very passionate about it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy hosting people. I enjoy giving people an unforgettable culinary experience. That's what I do this for. I do it for that solely. And all the other things come on. Money comes, you know, connections come, but the sole goal is really to give you an unforgettable culinary experience, and that's what we have been delivering at Eros. International market. That's where my eye is at. I'm aiming for the international market. So I'm working with a number of brands locally, international brands as well, and we're basically trying to take Nigerian food to the international market. So this year, for example, I'm going to be doing a US tour where we'll be doing a number of pop-ups, and it's all Nigerian food, you know. And then I'm also looking at packaging a lot of my products as well and getting them to the stores, making them available to the rest of the world, and eventually creating a hub for Nigerian food. How do I unwind? I grab myself a glass of wine, sometimes a bottle of wine, in front of the TV. I'm a couch potato, and I sit there and enjoy moments with the TV, watching moments with me. Hi guys, my name is Chef Eros. Keep watching EL Now.